Once upon a time, this is all you'd see from me. I'd be that battle medic on YouTube that some people have an inexplicable liking towards and a much more explicable irritation for. Since then, as a lot of you have probably guessed by now, I'm not exactly that same medic anymore. Not saying I'm any better than I was, mind you, I'm just saying I'm different. For some time now, I've been slinging everyone's favorite crossbow, and while it hurt that I had to give up my favorite Blutsauger, it was a relief to know that armed with the crossbow, you can become an all-new kind of battle medic. Of course, battle medic itself isn't exactly a term to be proud of. After all, it's basically the TF2 equivalent of the Amish. Everyone loves a medic, but people only like a medic who's doing their job, and any medic who whips out the Blutsauger will make palms hit foreheads so hard India feels a shockwave. And you can argue that the medic is less equipped for murder than a flimsy dick in a slingshot, but again, so is the Trolldier. A subclass, may I remind you, that trades one of the most versatile weapons in the game for a very, very, very situational amount of damage. The only real difference being Trolldier is actually fun. My point is, Battle Medic isn't that far off from most other less than effective subclasses. It's just the fact that you're taking what you could, or more importantly should be doing, like healing your team and actually contributing, and trading it for what you are doing, which is pretty much making yourself look like an idiot. Trust me, I would know. People just don't like a Battle Medic, and rightly so. Here's a person to whom giving you a helping hand would literally only take a few seconds and save you a trip back to spawn, but despite that fact still decides to be an asshat. That actually abides by ArraySeven's law of physics. The most helpful class in the game has the power to be the biggest douchebag. And it's understandable for everybody else to hate someone whose main job is healing and is really just dicking around with a syringe gun. If I had to make a trip to a health pack just because some walking malpractice suit decided to channel his inner Rambo, I'd be kinda pissed too. Since day one, I myself have been all about Battle Medic. I used to encourage it, endorse it, even glorify what little there was to take pride in, but alas, that's not me anymore. I'm much more of the legitimate medic in this day and age, mainly because it's much more entertaining and honestly, a lot less embarrassing. While I still swing the bone saw in pubs and using the uber saw in any actually competitive matches, swapping the Blutsauger for the crossbow stung, even if it was years ago. But the good news is I can still satisfy my want to kill. Thanks to the crossbow, Battle Medic is a lot easier and, not to mention, a lot less publicly shameful. You can heal with your medigun like your average regular everyday medic and periodically fire off shots with a crossbow, and then switch back to healing while you reload. Not only can you peg people from across the map like Magellan as an acupuncturist, but you can do it from safely behind all the walking meat shields that you put between yourself and the enemy. Better yet, you can even shoot the teammates that piss you off. Granted, it heals them, but it's good to know that they have a candy cane in their ass just because you put it there. Plus, all things considered, the crossbow actually does some really decent damage. Most darts from the crossbow pack at least a melee hit, and coupled with the only slightly imperfect accuracy and the ability to fire and forget, it's got more sting than The Blutsauger does quite a bit more damage, not to mention filling your health faster than first fill the comment section, but to actually use the syringe gun, you have to be right up in everyone else's face to do any real hurt. The crossbow not only lets you do it from far away, the safest distance possible I might add, but also means you can fire off a shot without having to put your metagun away for too long. In combination with the Solemn Vow, you can easily pick off people with low health on some of the more open maps. Suffice to say, the crossbow dart is enough to finish off most classes in the red. Not only that, but you even get some of that sweet, sweet health regen. But I think we all know that deep down, there's a little bit of a battle medic in every one of us. After all, everyone's favorite melee is the Uber Saw, a weapon, mind you, that rewards you for getting your hands dirty. Because at the end of the day, every medic loves kicking at least a little bit of ass. Just ask anyone who's gotten a full charge with just the Uber Saw. Pretty gratifying if I do say so myself. And since the doctor's melee weapons all crit like Jesus, there's a pretty high chance you'll be walking out of there with a kill under your belt. Bottom line is, nobody likes a combat medic, kids, regardless of what I or anyone else suggests. It might be fun for a while, and hell, it might even get you 1 or 2 kills, but what really hurts is the team, and more importantly, your soul. If you're gonna do Battle Medic, do it with the crossbow, where you have the potential to actually help everyone else as well. Just make sure you can actually aim.
I'm the invincible, undefeated champion. Mount Zion's my ancestors, Camp of Lions. Star of David? Nah, the thought of stardom. Martyrdom and done, crumbs left to the dumb thumb. To this play button, glutton of words. Mutton, birds of fly to plot of you, dropping turds. Hopping up on ignorance to feel high and mighty. Pop up the real, dance the visual, cry to deity. Pious piety might it be, to see is truly to be me. I see everything there is.